This is the Countercast with two lovely boys, perhaps more. There might be more in my room right now. I can't tell you that. I don't need to tell you that. Who are you?
Secrets to the show. I'm Reggie.
I'm Mudwire. And
episode 2.
Yeah, we're here to talk about fucking Phantom Rage and all sorts of very legitimate card games. Mostly this one.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game.
It's a game with my heart.
Anyway, so we'll start off with the big one. Raid Raptor Phantom Knight fanfiction.
Yeah, I'll probably start off here by saying that I actually like the idea of combining two archetypes and kind of like snowballing their support together if they're similar enough. It's a bit stretched in like Phantom Knight's Raid Raptor, and there's just like anime stuff to go off of for that, but I think it's fine because it does also make it so that, oh hey, we don't need to use as many slots on support as we'd normally need to use.
Yeah, it's a sneaky way of saving space, and everyone kind of wins, because at the end of the day, it's dark monsters. So it's Dark Warrior. They'll play Zephyros in some capacity. Things like the Raid Raptor Link, all that sort of stuff. It kind of gels in anyway. So it's not unwelcome. Like they could have definitely like had a set for Phantom Knights and a set for Raid Raptors, but you know, it's the Arc 5 novelty factor.
Yeah, definitely. And what is it? Oh yeah, sorry. My brain's all over the place. But I think most of what they went for with both Phantom Knights and Raid Raptors was to a certain degree kind of looking at their strong suits. Like Raid Raptors got more kind of, hey, spam the field, go boom 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 boom, go. Healed Eagle helps with that because he's just a free body, and hey, get a back row from your graveyard back so you can recycle stuff like your rank up magics. Strangulanius is good for that, and the worst he does is like dark restrict you, so it's like okay.
Ooh, that's not even a restriction.
Pretty much. Laughs in Bardiche.
Oh god, yeah. Like the thing we need to also consider about it is like, are they going to unlimit Bardiche when it comes to like just before Phantom Rage drops? Like at the end of the day, he can't really do much from that anymore, can he? Now that a lot of the degeneracy has been sort of reined in. There's no Rongaminiad. There's no As of Thought.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, there's no Lunalights, there's no Orcus. The most I can see them really kind of fucking about with are Blackwings, because Blackwings are more consistent than ever, and they've got a variant that's very good at getting out the Infinite Negate combo with the new Simorgh Link. I don't know if you can get both of those guys together, but still, mill for Fogblade, set Fogblade is not a force to be underestimated.
No, I think Fogblade is like one of those things that no one ever thinks about until suddenly there's 3 on the field, and all your monsters can't activate effects.
Yeah, searchable archetypal traps are scary, which is segueing perfectly into Raid Raptor's Phantom Knight's Claw, which is just a good searchable counter trap, but the issue is that I think its role is almost kind of fulfilled by Fogblade already, because they're both like they're both monster negates.
It's a little overkill. It reminds you of the Time Thief counter trap, where it's like kind of, you could play it. Like I think it would actually suit Time Thief a little bit better, because you have your Dark XCs which you can detach like materials from. You're always pinching materials with things like Redoer. Like it's got a lot of potential. I think it's a good card, but I think things like Fogblade is just a better card.
Yeah, so I think that one kind of like already does it, but like stuff like Tier Scale is fantastic for setting up your graveyard, because Foolish Burial is still limited for a good reason.
It's not Foolish Burial we need to worry about. It's Armageddon Knight in the Dark Warrior combo.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I want to forget he exists.
It's like seven, like even with one copy, like using it 6 or 7 times you can use up to.
Wait, Armageddon Knight?
Yeah, so have you not seen the Farfa, the Table 500 thing, where it was like, it wasn't even a good combo, he just like managed to loop Armageddon Knight like 7 times using like the Phoenix Blade GDR loop.
Don't you have to normal summon Armageddon Knight though?
No, it's special summon.
Really?
Yeah,
it was
promise.
Something. I'm gonna.
If when this card is, it's a when, so it misses timing, but it's any summon.
Yeah, I'll be damned. It is. That's scary and terrifying. All right. Any card before 2011 was a mistake.
I love this game. What is set rotation?
Also a mistake.
But no, it's cool. I think one of the things that kind of like upsets me about it is Dark XYZ Dark Requiem Dragon. You can't catch a break because he's got a replacement.
Dude, I was gonna say Arc Rebellion Ixie's Dragon is the biggest dick in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, holy fucking shit. See your effects? You don't get those. Your attack? That's mine now. That's my attack. And then you just slap him sideways. It's... Modern solutions require modern problems. Wait.
Wait, what?
That's a little back. Don't worry about it. Fuck their field, fuck their attack, and fuck them.
Well, even then, we should be getting the Overlord, the lower the rank 7. Now that thing.
Oh yeah, him.
Just attack like 3 times for 3k.
Dude, Ixies in general has been having a really good time recently. I mean, first Sharks and now this. It's good stuff.
Unlike Synchro, which kind of puts itself out there like, oh, look at me, I'm degenerate. Kind of, like, Xyz has sort of like been slowly building up like some really quality monsters, especially in Phantom Rage. This entire set has some really good standout Xyz monsters.
Yeah, it's interesting to me how it really seems like you rarely see Synchros and Ixies being degenerate at the same time. It's always one or the other. It's like the same reason we don't see Batman and Bruce Wayne in the same room. Isn't that interesting?
I think the real like kid in the corner is Fusion, because he sounded like he's either helping Synchro or he's helping Xyz. Like, remember Norden?
I don't want to.
No one wants to remember Norden.
It's
a little bit salty because I missed that. Literally, I came back to the game on the tail end of that.
Dude, to be totally honest, I'm still like relatively fresh to the game. Like, I think I probably mentioned this to you before, but I came back in when ABC was still like the hot new kid in town, and now he's like crippled and limited.
Oh, bless. Well, I think more interestingly, and keeping on the topic of archetype mashups. UAFA.
Oh god, I'm so happy about this.
UAFA. Oh, it was going to happen. It was in the stars because like there was like hints
the
in
stars
the
are driving cars.
Vroom vroom. We had the Hyper Stadium.
What a perfect card for FAs.
It's a combo starter. It's a combo extender. There's nothing it can't really do. Like, when you open like any way of getting to it, you know, like you've at least got a dragster plus something else.
Yeah, because like one of the other things I like about it is how it basically is almost like a one card combo starter itself, because activate it, add auto navigator, normal auto navigator if you're stupid like me, and then you activate another field spell and then you just pop off. Well, no, don't activate it when you get the normal first.
I think this is pretty much what FA were kind of missing. They're still going to play like stupid things like Cock-a-Doodle-Doo and any kind of extendy sort of starter tuner, but you know, it's pretty good. The quick play is a bit underwhelming. I can't really find a solid use for that.
Yeah, it's an interesting recovery option, but I think it might do UAs more good than it will do FAs for the most part. Yeah,
UA definitely got the better end of the deal because they straight up got more stuff, because they got another normal summon, which was something they've been hurting for.
Friendship ended with powered jersey. No signing contract. I don't even know how to play this deck.
Signing contract is now pretty much gone. Like, no one, like the UA Discord say don't play it anymore, but because now there is 2 normal summons you can pick from.
Yeah, and
you've got a lot of versatility.
And one of them can just vomit playing manager for that big dick negate. God, just
mate. It is a pretty good, like, as far as boss monsters go, like, it is a massive improvement over what they had.
this is not a word I use lightly. It is, but it's not a word I use lightly. Playing manager radiates absolute Chad energy. Look at
Mate,
that
you can see
motherfucker.
even in his artwork, you can see him like, okay, it's my turn now.
Ah! You ready to play big boy Yu-Gi-Oh, motherfuckers? No, you're not.
Oh shit. Well, if we have next is Tri-Brigade.
Yeah, try
What's-
reading.
what's-
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I just thought that's what your opinion was.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off by saying I like the lore a lot. I'm really happy that Dragma is kind of our next what's the word?
Sort of world legacy, sort of
Yes,
dual terminal, overarching story of the next year of sets.
yeah, the next Xenoblade Chronicles. But I really do like their lore and their aesthetic. The idea of these kind of like almost stormtrooper looking esque wild animal monster men is pretty neat. And
Yeah, I don't quite know where they're gonna fit in. Like, are they good guys or are they bad guys? I don't know.
I think they're good guys. This is kind of like Ecclesia is like, oh, are we the baddies?
We're the bad guys. Oh, yeah. I was just about to go. We're the baddies. Instantly came to mind. But the Link monsters are good. I like they're brilliant, sort of generic beast warrior, wing beast links.
Yeah, like the kind of wilds thing, as some people call it, including me, mostly me. And there's things I like about them, but my opinions on them are really mixed because I think they're good for certain kinds of decks. Like Simorg in general, I think actually meshes up very well with them because they've got good milling options. And their main engine, Tri-Brigade's main engine, is pretty tight, and they've got some good extra options. And their extra deck seems to be more geared around link climbing than making an act than what's the word?
Making a big boss monster and sitting on it.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of sit on Shrike, but that's just one disruption, which is what Dark Magician does, and we don't talk about that deck for a number of reasons. Actually, they got a big field negate recently, but whatever.
I think my only gripe is because it's mixed typing. It sort of excludes. It makes it hard to like incorporate into other decks. Things like Zodiac aren't too bad because like Fractar sending to the graveyard is good. Ceres isn't too bad.
You can also play in Phantom Beasts if you're a psychopath.
Phantom who?
Yeah, you know the robots, Mecha Phantom Beasts.
Oh god, not the most confusing thing in the world, is it? But no, I like things. I like Ceres because I'm quite interested in things like the Melfi strategy and just having just a level 2 beast monster that you can discard to summon is just really cool.
Yeah, and again, their whole engine is pretty tight because Fractar like sends stuff to graveyard, Ceres sends stuff to graveyard, so they both set up your grave and enable searches when he's sent to grave. But my general problem with Tri-Brigade, I think, is not necessarily a measure of their quality, but more so kind of a criticism of card design within the past few years. I see a lot of certain kinds of decks more so ending up as engines than as their own stable thing. And
yeah,
that does bother me to some degree. It shouldn't, and it's just like a personal thing. But I do like seeing decks that can work on their own as this fully fleshed out thing.
It is starting to become a bit sort of, oh, here's the card that does this, here's the card that does this, here's the card that does this. You play this, and this, and here's your engine. Go play Zodiac.
Yeah, it's.
Also, I don't like the name Stigmavore.
Oh,
Going back to,
he's like a fossil fusion if no one cared about fossil fusions.
oh god, what do you even do? Like, just some. I think it's just battle effect.
Yeah, Stigmavore or fossils?
Yes.
Good answer. We'll get to fossils eventually. Don't you worry.
There's more. There's quite a lot of archetypes in Phantom Rage. As I was crawling through it, like more and more kept popping up. It's like there was things. Datascape is the next biggest one.
I love that because it means like anime cards always came with a bunch of, oh, here's Fuck Clown, he like is a Cyberse and once per turn gain 800 attack. We don't get a whole lot of that anymore. We still get crap, but
I thought you made that name up on the spot, but it's Flick Clown, isn't it? But
yeah, like
the letter in.
Just kerning is important.
Kemming is very important.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I think next it is nice to get all these different archetypes, and I think Rise of the Duelist is like a big bang type of deal where it's like, oh, there's a universe here now.
Where's like, thankfully 7. This is the only thing I like about 7's being so like removed, is because we just get nice new things.
Yeah, it's really great. It's nice to see, especially for like in terms of legacy support. But anyways, moving away from legacy support and onto Datascape. I hate these.
Every time I read one, I fall asleep.
I know they are one of the most offensively boring archetypes I have seen in my life. They're Cyberse monsters well past the expiration date of range, so they're not actually Cyberse monsters. They're fucking mill to summon, special summon, and like it's so bizarre because with all these, I'm not gonna call them busted effects. Because
good,
I think
decent effects.
They're good effects, but they don't really seem to have an actual fun play style.
No, it's very, very like, I know I had a go at Tribrigade for being by the numbers, but this is like by the numbers.
Yeah, it's like, dude, even the numbers had more unique designs than this.
Yeah, but it's got some cool stuff here, like it's level 3s and level 6s. You can put that in your Burning Abyss.
Dante.
I guess. Dante strikes again. But no, I like the extra deck monsters. Things like the level 9 Synchro is cool.
They're fake Dark Law, yeah.
Long's pretty good.
Yeah.
The one with the negate.
I'm very mixed on Long because he's got targeted protection, which is nice, but his negation is really weird. It needs a lot of resources and can't actually negate anything on the field. Yeah,
I think the worst part of that is just instantly got power crept by Cicada King.
Dude, I love Cicada King.
I love that guy.
He's just like, oh, what's that? Bamboozling Gossip Shadow makes your opponent plus? Yeah, fuck that, dude. Hang out with me, baby.
Get in, boys, we're negating shit. Rank 3 style.
Negates an insect.
What's the cicada noise?
The cicada noise, that's what it's called. But the most offensive thing to me about Long is that it looks exactly like an earlier Cyberse card called Double Bite Dragon, and I'm going to post this for you here so you can see exactly what I'm fucking talking about.
It'll probably come to me.
Uh-oh. I think I broke Discord. Yeah, if you look up Double Bite, you'll see what I mean.
So I'm looking at Long. Yeah, that's a Cyberse monster if I've ever seen one. What's it called? Sorry.
Double Bite Dragon.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like, I shouldn't remember this, but I was trying to build Cyberse for the longest time. It's like anything can be useful.
Yeah, like. There is a point where you build Cyberse and like you just want to play all these extra deck monsters, but none of them really do anything. So you just end up like putting cards in like that don't even do anything.
Yeah, and they cucked us out of the structure deck, which is real cool. The one good one, and it's like, nah, you can't have that. And we're only now kind of recovering from that. But we'll get to structure decks later.
We'll get Shooting Code Talker eventually, just not now.
Oh god. No, it's Heat Soul that you're thinking of. We already got Shooting Code, I think.
Did we get Shooting Code?
Yeah.
Shooting Code just still is.
He was in Figa.
Oh, well, I'll be damned. Figa with that just says a lot about Figa though, doesn't it?
Yeah, imagine being Fists of the Gadget's Fire Fist support and unironically making a super poly target for them.
Oh jeez.
Oh god, what a garbage card. But that's in the past. We're living in the now, man, and the now is
we are but we are going back to the past again, I'm afraid, because we got Infernies, and this must make you very happy.
My hand is empty, but my heart isn't. It's the year of Callan, baby. I'm gonna run down all these guys real quick because I know you mentioned your notes. It's like I don't know what the fuck to do with infinities.
I don't know what these things do. I know they're all limited because they do bad and terrible things. But that's I've tried building them, and every time I do, I don't draw any of the banned cards. Like, oh, another dead hand.
It's like playing Neospatians pre-Grand Mole Unlimited. But yeah, it's so. I've had a bit more experience with infinities. I don't have a shit ton of experience with them, but I went to the Discord once and asked for advice, and they told me don't do those things you're doing. Okay. So I'm gonna run through like all the new support first, because like most people will probably be aware that their main goal is empty out my hand. My graveyard's my hand now. Fuck you. You're an idiot. So out of all the new ones, I think Wildcat is one of the most interesting to me personally. And it's a bit of a controversial choice in the deck simply because it has a special summon condition where you have to discard an Infernity monster in particular, and that's great if you're running enough Infinities. If you're the kind of person who runs a lower Infernity count, it's like, nah, I want to stick to the core more, then Wildcat won't really be for you. But he's a level 3 tuner, he's got a fucking fantastic manipulation effect which banishes from graveyard, so you can use that to go into Leviair to continue recycling shit like a goddamn psychopath. And he's fucking great, I love him. Conjurer is good. His on-field effect sucks because it turns out that lowering your opponent's attack does not matter in the year of our Lord 2020. And once he's in the graveyard, he's on your field, motherfucker. You get a free body, basically. And you can Ixies with him to go into other shit like Leviair or Dante. And then you hope to God you mill Arcfiend, because it turns out Laval Chain being banned does not do this deck any favors.
Yeah, there's probably a reason why it was banned, and I feel like Infernity might have been suspect to that.
They did not help. I will be honest though, unironically, I think Arcfiend could come back to 3. It's Launcher that needs to stay at 1 or be eroded to a hard once per turn. Because Launcher is the thing that in Arcfiend keeps searching, and Launcher feeds into Arcfiend, so you just keep building a board. But if you've just got 1, it's not as big a problem. And we have recently, I said we didn't earlier, but I am a liar. We do recently have some decent Fiend milling options, like Void Apocalypse, I think it is, from Etco.
Oh, the new Void card? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just this.
I look at it every now and again and think, how can they put this in a deck? And I can't find anything to put it in.
It does work in Infinities because it helps you set up your graveyard. Just like, okay, mill, say you got Conjurer in hand, discard Conjurer, mill Archfiend. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But after that, there's Infernity Heck Arcfiend, because we don't swear on this channel. This is a good boy channel.
This is a Christian podcast.
Yeah. Well, we don't say that word either. That's a sinful word. But he's unironically a good extender, because I think that the deck's lack of a good level 6 can sometimes be a bit of a pain, because you don't always want to use everything you've got on board to make a Synchro or a Link or an Ixies or whatever. So this is kind of a good middle ground, because let's say you've got Arcfiend and you use him to search on blah blah blah, and now you've got Arcfiend and you had a Beetle and you tribute that Beetle and get 2 more Beetles. Well, you go into this guy, and along the way, if your opponent currently has stuff on the board, you can negate it, and if your hand's empty, you can also pop it if you choose, which is fucking fantastic spot removal. And for some reason, they also gave him an effect where it's like, oh, if your hand's empty and he deals battle damage is doubled, which is weird but appreciated. I'm fine with useless things if they're like supplementary to the actual good effect. And then when he's used as a material for like a dark synchro monster, so you use the other Beetle that you went to make, say, Void Ogre can now attack twice.
Can you make Void Ogre? I don't think you can, because Void Ogre is level 8.
Well,
you need to make a level 9. If you have 2. Oh no, what level's Infinity Beetle? Shit.
Infinity Beetle's 2, yeah.
Okay, no, ignore me then.
Can and will.
Double attacking Void Ogre is pretty good. Big boy.
Yeah. I think the downside is that sometimes you'll still want to have an Infernity on field because their new negate trap, Infernity Paranoia, no, Infernity Suppression is pretty decent as an anti-Nibiru kind of matter. The only issue is that I don't think it actually does a whole lot in terms of stopping hand traps for the most part. Because what it is, it's a trap that you can set turn 1, and if you have no cards in your hand, you can activate it the same turn you set it. But you can only activate it if you control an Infernity, which can kind of be weird for Infernity sometimes.
Yeah,
ironically.
that sounds like it's quite awkward sort of setup, and
yeah,
like it sounds like it works, but you wouldn't play 3. Like you play Barrier and Break. Do you play 3 Break or 2 Break?
Personally, my ratio is like 2-2-2, but other people might say, "Dude, don't do that." So trust them more than you trust me. And the last thing they got is Infernity Suppression, which Infernity Paranoia. I just fucked that up twice. God damn it. Paranoia is kind of questionable, I feel, because it's got a good idea going for it to, grab stuff directly from deck, like, tribute level 4 to go into Arcfiend. But the problem is it negates their effects, so you can't use stuff like, say, Necromancer if you get Conjurer Engrave. You can at least get them onto the field, but it is going to be a matter of what else you've got to work with, I suppose. And that being said, the effect where I can, add something back from your graveyard to your hand is also nice, because I think that can help with recycling Necromancer, but personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Nah, it seems pretty good. Like, getting anything from the deck at the end of the day is just economy.
Yeah, like Avenger Charge or whatever it was called.
But yeah, it doesn't strike me something you want to play. Definitely at 3.
Yeah, it's definitely one that I've gone back and forth on a lot. But I think that's more or less it for all the big what's the word?
Archetype.
Well,
Infernity cards or.
Yeah, that's all the new Infernity stuff. There's more Infernity stuff to talk about later, but not new cards. But I think as far as legacy support goes, I think that's it for Phantom Rage in terms of big things.
Prank Kids.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking more like entire waves of support instead of just a single boy.
One-offs. It's still pretty big though, because it single-handedly revised.
Yeah,
Prank Kids.
It literally could have just been a Link 1 and nothing else, but they decided to let it use Butler twice too. So that's pretty fucking terrifying.
Nah, I still don't think they'll break out very far without extra support. I think that they are definitely missing something, but I couldn't put my finger on what exactly it is.
Yeah, it'll definitely be hard to say, but I think before we get into a lot of the smaller kind of new stuff that we got for Phantom Rage, I want to talk about Suiton. Twin Heavens, Dual Heavens, Soten.
Oh yeah, those guys I almost forgot about them when doing my notes, and I almost forgot about them now.
I wish I had forgotten about them. I really do not like them.
They're bad. They're insultingly bad.
Yeah, it's. Imagine being the worst archetype of this year in a year that includes Rikas.
Bruh.
God, this.
They've got nice things. They have the field spell that searches things.
Yeah, and the double fusion summoning is pretty hilarious.
Blow things up and search. I like the token generator, and I'm glad it's not as busted as it is. But I don't see much good coming out of it unless they get some more fusions, some more ways to actually get their effects going. At the minute, I'm just playing what's the one? The equip.
The Dogmatica equip?
No. The oh my god, it's gone out of my head.
The equip for what? Now I'm.
United We Stand. Just summoning, literally just summoning a field full of tokens and swinging with United We Stand.
Laughs and power to a dragon.
Because it's funny.
That's Madman strength.
Another problem with it is you're locked into fusions, and in a warrior deck you don't.
You're locked into those two things you summon.
Is it just those two things? I'm pretty sure it's just fusions.
No, when you use what was it? Yeah, when you use calling, which shits out tokens like a bleeding water balloon shits out water.
For the rest of this turn, you cannot summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters.
Oh, okay. I'm just a dumbo who can't read.
You can keep fusion summoning, but there's not a lot. There's not a lot of warrior fusion monsters. Like if you have like another fusion card in hand, you could make another of the small boys. Or you can make those.
Editen the Conquering stuff. Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe don't.
I wouldn't recommend it. I tried it, and it's terrible. It's even kind of thematically works because they're like light warriors, and you're supposed to like mix with the earth warriors that come with it, but it still doesn't work.
Yeah, I almost kind of like the idea of the. I think the idea of the deck was to be like, oh, martial arts combos, punch, punch, kick, but it sucks. So it's more like
it doesn't OTK, so it misses the point.
You're bringing a yellow belt to a black belt class, dude. You gotta stop.
It's time to stop. But no, moving on, we got some. I think Phantom Rage has some of the coolest
armor tile.
Just like one-off cards. They've got some really cool stuff. Armor tile retrain is so cool. It does just like the weirdest thing. It's almost every time I look at it, it's just surreal.
Yeah,
I have to
my relationship with that card was weird because when I first looked at it, it's like, oh, that's it. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized, wait. And I realized that it turns out OTKing your opponent's entire field just gone. Bye. You don't get to use those unless your name is Metaphys. And believe you, if you were Metaphys, you'd be dead already. God, it's a work of art.
I love it.
Oh, sorry.
No, you carry on, Ozzy.
Yeah, I was just saying the only flaw with it is something that our buddy Arya actually discovered when he was writing an article about them. Is that it turns out since the fusion spell for Sacred Beasts ignores summoning condition, you cannot revive this guy with gates. You could if you summon properly, but you're not going to be summoning him properly.
Yeah, not unless you're gonna. You could sort of do a build about it, but it's just not worth the effort.
Yeah.
Not when Dimension Fusion Destruction just does all the hard work for you.
Yeah, I mean it's still absolutely worth playing in Sacred Beasts because goddamn, it's hilarious.
And they've got nothing else better to play anyway.
Yeah, I mean aside from who was it, Verte and Almirage and Big Boy himself, your ED is pretty much free. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, a Connector of Nephthys, because fuck making these decks playable in the deck build packs they come out in.
Yeah, that is really starting to get old. But no, it's a good card. It opens up so much. It raises the ceiling and the floor, so it's not fantastic. It doesn't fix the deck.
So the size in the room has not changed. It's just slightly taller now.
It's just been lifted up.
It's been lifted up to playable.
But sometimes that's all a deck needs, just that extra sort of ability to just pop off and at least end on a negate instead of whatever stupid they ended on.
Yeah,
before Connector dropped. They didn't even have an end board, and before Connector dropped.
The only end board they were looking at is 0 on the LP counter. But speaking of deck build packs, I think New Style for Hire is probably one of my favorite cards in this set.
Oh yeah, they managed to sneak in a Fur Hire card because the furry nepotism doesn't fall far from the tree. What does it even do?
It does everything it needs to. Because this is kind of the opposite of making a deck playable, and this is an approach I like. It's fixing a deck's minor problems. And for Hires, for whatever reason, I think there's a single man at Konami who is very horny for Hire, because they know pretty much exactly what for Hire's problems are. It's like, oh god, these things empty out their hand and they can do nothing. Oh, look, Link monster that lets you draw 3, motherfucker. It's like, oh god, these monsters are so reliant on their normal summon. If that dies, they die. Oh, look, the thing that Darges dodges things like Impermanence and Effect Veiler and gets you someone new from deck. It's just, it fixes one of the major problems with the deck, and I really appreciate that kind of card design philosophy.
Yeah, they kind of do it in one card instead of like a million cards like other terrible archetypes tend to get.
Yeah. Speaking of million cards that are terrible, Arcana Reading. What the fuck?
Oh god. Can someone get DZ on the phone? Oh my god. Did they just break Arcana Force? No, they didn't. Of course they didn't.
You can't break what's broken.
You can't break the.
You can just put it into smaller pieces.
It's cute. I like it. It's a good card, but
it's also a terrible card. Imagine being Arcana Force. You activate a card to search. You fail, and your opponent gets fucking Ghost Ogre. You normal summon an Arcana Force. They Ghost Ogre it. You lose.
I know people often joke about Yu-Gi-Oh being like, win the coin toss, you win the game, but this is literally layers of winning coin tosses.
Except you don't even win the game if you win the coin toss. You
still lose if you win the coin toss.
God, Rada mentioned this, but if they seem to be incredibly afraid of the idea of people playing the world. So at that point, just lock them into Arcana Force, because believe it or not, but Arcana Force do not deserve something this bad.
There are two ways to make Arcana Force playable. Like, make them access the world, ban Skull Dread. It's not hard.
All right, one or the other. Let's do it.
Okay, bye Skull Dread. Nah, Skull Dread stay. Like, he seems to be untouchable.
Free me! Oh god.
Negalogia.
Oh.
The big boy.
Yeah, this is the weirdest looking Zodiac card I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's not like a furry for some reason. It's like a big robot. I don't know. I don't know what Kanai was thinking.
Exciton Knight has been sort of like put to pasture and just straight up improved.
Just, I don't know why, but that phrasing made me think of them just leading him out back on a chain, and you just hear a shotgun shell go off in the night.
Yeah, and there goes the last relevant evil swarm monster.
you just hear the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro like monster destruction effect in the background.
What's it called? The life point noise where you get hit. Oh fuck! Nah, rest in peace, Exciton Knight. But we have some real shit.
You had a good run, but God, I hated you.
You can make this shit in anything, which is cool. I like it. It's harmless.
It's like evenly matched for decks that don't want to draw into evenly matched. Oh, it's so good. But speaking of batshit insane cards, Penguin Heroes.
Penguin Heroes. It should have been a crawler card. I'm still salty. I'll never not be salty. Not only do you fetch a monster from deck, you can quick play flip it.
I can't believe that penguins are playable now with a combination of regular ass penguin cards and transmodify.
It's the weirdest. It's like a fever dream. Penguin, like a modern penguin deck. It's like you're running like.
I think Fever Dreams promised the release of death though. I don't know what this is.
It's a penguin soldier bounce for 2, but psych, they're banished instead.
What a perfect card for an imperfect deck.
It's doing its best. I hope for more penguin support, because that sets a precedent.
We did get one.
They actually got some interesting. Yeah, nah, it's all right. What's the glacial beast penguin?
Oh yeah, those things are a mistake.
But no, I think it works all right, because it's a penguin that.
It's a tuner, right?
Yeah, so that's how you get your heroes.
Oh.
It works. It just works.
It just works. Who's laughing now? Yes, I was in the Penguin Club.
Oh god, but
what else? Moving on, Zoo King.
Pankratops, your dad has come to avenge you.
Yeah, another year, another Pankratops-esque monster that just saves budget Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, he's not going to be budget. It's
Do
hard.
you think so? Is it what's the rarity?
Well, generally, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but the rarity in OCG does not matter because remember, Jewel Beast Argosaurus was a common in OCG. He is a secret rare.
Oh,
here.
was it?
Yeah. It's
I'm setting this precedent like on the headcanon because Pankratops was a common on release. That's my only thing to go off.
Listen, hopes and dreams are a very powerful thing sometimes, but they're also very heavy. Be careful not to get crushed.
I thank you for that, but I just want to believe. Let me have this one. It's good though. Like, unironically, it gives quite a few decks a boss monster, and even if it can't beat over anything, you can just bounce it.
Yeah, if you can't beat it, bounce it. Oh, and there's 2 new Dogmatica cards, but no one cares about either one of them. There's a Dogmatica Equip, which is one of the worst one-off support cards I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't even realize they were in here. They're that forgettable.
The Assassins is, I guess, fine as an extra body, but Dogmatica does not really struggle with that.
No, I think the fact it's like Sky Striker, like because they got it right first time, and everything that sort of comes out is just
fuel for the fire.
You can either sort of forget about it or. But even Sky Striker, when they got new cards, it was like, yeah, you can put this in the deck. Fuck it, sure.
Yeah, and
it's kind of like, equip. It gains 100 attack times its level.
Be careful, we might have power creep Sparks. Nani?
Nani?
And then there's Jack in the Hand, which was a card people thought would be good for 1 second before the Rio translation came out.
What does it actually do? Is it level 1 support?
Yeah, so what you do is you reveal 3 level 1s, your opponent adds 1 to their hand, and you add 1 to your hand, and the last one goes into the deck.
Oh, I could think of the million decks, which this would be actually quite amusing in.
Yeah.
If people are just sad they can't add Effect Veiler to their hand.
Oh, but initially people thought it was,
Sends the graveyard or something?
I think it was initially people thought you choose 1 to add to your hand and your opponent chooses 1 to add to your hand as well. Like people thought it was a +1 initially.
That's a bit.
Yeah, that's
a bit overkill.
All right, reveal 3 pieces of Exodia. Go ahead.
Come on. I was like, what else are they gonna do? I will take the left leg, please.
I'm gonna start kicking.
I think the real upset is people thought it was actually going to be Ghost Trick support.
Oh yeah, God, that's a kick in the teeth.
The tears, you could feel the disappointment. Like after so many one-off archetype supports, and we're like Ghost Trick art on a card, and it's just not Ghost Trick support.
No, I mean you wouldn't want it to be anyways, but no. And then there's feedback, which is just what happens when you let Grenmadio have too much coffee. That's the one that you banish your entire extra deck to banish as many cards from your opponent's extra deck for a turn.
Oh, there's a space. Oh yeah, with the big Eater of Millions on it, which is very ominous.
Eater of Billions. Let's go, boys.
He's coming. Oh lord, he's coming for you. No, this card's cool. I like it. It's going to be like a expensive ultra rare in my prediction.
Maybe. It's hard for me to say what will be expensive in this set, just because I don't think there's a whole lot that's generic in it.
No, there's a lot of cool stuff. I think Negalogia will take a secret.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Expensive. Zoo King is in danger.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some new awakenings for the Charmers, but no one cares about those.
No one cares about that shit. Moving on.
Yeah.
Rock Groove Xenoguitar, the rock extender,
because
and I'm actually getting sick. I'm getting sick of rocks. It took less than a year for me to get sick of rocks. I was like, we need more rocks. 6 months ago, and I'm like, we need less rocks.
Imagine one deck changing the entire landscape of a type.
Oh god.
Though. I think that's most of the big stuff. There's a new Melfi card. And
that's cool.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Karen.
I was gonna say we got our first new Dark World card in a long while, which seems okay, I think.
It's cute. We got double summons back in trap form.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. I think with decks that revolve more around control and like fucking over the opponent's field, it can kind of help. The inherent downside is the same downside that double summon has in that, you know,
you have to play it.
Yeah, it's still like a minus. So
it's like it's in your main deck. It's not in your extra deck. You have to kind of work around that. I think it'll be alright. I think I can weirdly see Altergeist playing it.
God, I miss Nightmare Goblin.
I don't.
I don't like goblins. I don't like them.
Nah. Overall, though, I think this set is like it's just stacked full of interesting and cool things, and it just goes to show you like when you separate from the anime, you start to get a bit more like just
Good.
more.
Yeah, I'm a bit more mixed on the set, but I think the legacy support is where the deck really shines because I think that's where they really took things in good directions, and just in general, there was a lot of thought put into it. And while some decks didn't quite get what they needed, i.e., unlimiting launcher, which also should not happen, I do think that other decks like UA, FA, and even Phantom Knights got some very good stuff. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's
brilliant.
I think that's it for Phantom Rage. So moving on to Genesis Impactors, this is still gonna be a bit speculatory because Drytron.
Yeah, this will be very quick because there's not a huge amount to talk about.
Yeah, and Drytron's monsters themselves are like similar enough in terms of effect that I can kind of like whoosh over them very fast. And Magistus, I'm just gonna say they're garbage, but I appreciate their lore.
Yeah, I think as a lore standpoint, it's cool because it's finally sort of because they set up all like the witchcrafters and the Endymions and the.
I can't believe Vare is illegal, Lily.
Don't go there. I'm calling the police.
What are you gonna do? Activate warning point on me? Oh god, but
no, I think out of all of it, like until they reveal the final one, Drytron is just far and about the best.
Yeah,
set. This is like the kind of thing I was saying about like, the Jack in the Hand.
Yeah,
because you can give your opponent your alpha, which is your main starter. It doesn't matter because you can search it with Emergency Cyber or Where Art Thou. There's so many ways to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, I think Drytron won't really need to make use of that for the most part because I think there are definitely scenarios where you are going to be relying on either getting the ritual search or the spell search, and I think that might be a bit too picky for Drytron's chase. When again, like you mentioned, they've already kind of got their pick of the litter with Cyber Emergency and Where Art Thou. But it is very interesting to note that this is the first and only ritual monster we have had in over 20 years of this goddamn game. Like ritual machine monster.
Yeah, no, it's pretty big, and like you're not even going to play that many of it because
no,
like
I think generally you just want to play one because it's like, dude, it's like searchable enough, and you can play two of those.
The ritual spell summons it from the graveyard as well.
Yeah, dude, I love that they took that Vendred summoning condition and just like put it on something not stupid.
Put it on actually decent card.
Yeah, we've still got like one or two cards left for that deck too, and Magistus are missing one or two cards as well, one of them which I fully expect to be their tuner. But I always have to like look at a deck that has its own in-archetype polymerization that does not fuse from deck and think to myself, why? Why did you think anyone would want this? Because Magistus has that, and the only benefit it has over polymerization is that it can use cards in your back row as well, because they're based around equipping. They're like a very bad Cyberdark. I think you mentioned.
Yeah,
that.
I get massive Cyberdark vibes. I like the synchro for the equip effect.
Oh yeah,
it's like targeting protection or something.
Yeah,
but the rest of them are a bit underwhelming. I like the link. The link one is like the main thing holding it together.
She's gonna get abused like Endymion probably does.
Other than that, there's just not a lot going for it.
Yeah, I mean, Endymion's
unless
got a
there's something
goatee,
we're
which is
missing.
nice, but that's I think we're missing a tuner and another back row maybe. And we still know nothing about Evil Twins, so they probably suck.
Oh, like the last archetype with twins in it.
Which one was that? I don't even.
Unchained.
To be fair to Unchained, Unchained are at least competent. I'm giving them that.
Yeah. Any archetype that has like twins, but only like 3 twins. That's not how twins work.
This is why Gemini's failed.
Next on the agenda is the Charmer structure deck. I've been trying to avoid talking about this for so long.
Do we really need to? This deck sucks.
There's only 2 things that actually stand out, and that is Dark Ruler No More and Evenly Matched.
All right, we're done.
Okay, cool. Dragunities.
God damn, imagine this is a fucking 180 going from Charmers to Dragunity. Dragunity.
The disparity is mental.
I know. I mean, there's a few cards in there that are redundant. I think Draft is definitely the worst card because it does something that you don't really need, and I think it does something that World Legacy Guard Dragon already does for you. And yes, it is technically searchable off of Romulus, but why search that with Romulus when you can either search Dragon Ravine or the Equip spell? Imagine being a deck that actually has a good Equip spell. What the fuck?
Yeah, Divine Lance is getting some work put in. I feel like if Romulus doesn't get hit in some way, like Divine Lance may end up getting, just simply because like fetching Phalanx from the deck is pretty big.
Yeah.
Dragon Link.
Yeah. Phalanx or Kuz. Man, Kuz is just a very well designed card. But you've got Remus, who just fucking searches Dragon Ravine, which is just okay, cool, very nice. And he summons himself from graveyard too, so it's like, okay, very nice. We have an extender now. And we've got another extender in the form of Legatus. Glow searches your level 6 boys and your level 8. I am totally forgetting their names, but they're both very good. A red bar is the counterpart level 10 synchro to Ascalon, which is great. Ascalon focuses on beatdown. A red bar focuses on negating stuff. Dragunity Hurricane is a very questionable. What's it called?
Oh, the Purgatory. Is it Purgatory? Oh,
No, that one's the counter trap.
Oh, the quick play. The one that everyone's been making a bit of a big deal about.
Yeah, the urgent schedule. That one's interesting, but I don't think it will be necessary.
It's side deck written all over it, really.
Yeah, it's because I wrote side deck all over it.
Who wrote side deck all over my 3 copies of Dragunity of the Hurricane?
Am I gonna get sued by Jimbles for stealing that? Probably. I don't know, Jimbles.
I don't think he'll sue. Will he even listen? Hopefully.
He better not. But one weird complaint I've got to make about the deck though is just, I mean, it's a great deck. Everything being reprinted is fantastic. But one weird complaint is that the counter trap itself feels a bit weirdly redundant almost, because some of the standard combos that Dragunity can go through generally end on a Morphage Goliath on board and a Morphage Lechery in your Pendulum Scale. So you don't really...
When your deck is like, at the end of the day, Dragon Link and Synchro Degeneracy, like things like a counter trap, sort of like, unless you're setting it straight from deck, like say Orcus Galatea, like it's just pretty redundant.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad card. I got paraphrased someone else I listened to about this, but if Dragunity's options are slimmed in the future, this would definitely be a good choice for them. But as now, it's just a bit redundant.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's one thing I do gotta say about the structure deck that I did not even consider until you brought this fear to me. But we still don't have like a TCG announcement date for it here yet, and that's
I didn't want to break it to you, but like they've skipped at some point at this time of the year they've skipped a structure deck every year. So first it was Master Link, then it was the Warrior deck R, and unfortunately it's going to be this at this point in time. It's the Dragunity structure deck is in danger.
I really just hope that's a coincidence and not anything else, because the other two, like, I can make arguments for like the Fire Warrior structure deck because at the time we didn't see Infernoble Knights, so this deck was garbage until Infernoble Knights came out and said, "Hey, Gearfried's pretty cool." And
give me your Gearfried. Now he's 30 pounds of copy.
Yeah, 30 pounds of fried gears. But there was also the cyber structure deck before that I think they just cut out because people were getting fucking sick of Cyber's decks. There were like 4 of them, including the starter decks.
Like in a row, or
They were
I
pretty.
wasn't paying attention.
Sorry, they were pretty close together because there were the 2 starter decks that were all Cyber's based. There was the first Cyber structure deck, which was bad, except for Lady Debug. There was a second Cyber structure deck, which was bad. Or am I getting those mixed up? I might be. But the point is, they really weren't that great and weren't doing anything to push this.
Yeah, there's like one-offs. I think it was like Linkaribo and Lady Debug.
Yeah. It's like not even the Code Talkers in those see any play because they're so garbage. But then one comes out with some actually good Code Talkers and Code Talker stuff. It's like, nah, you don't get that.
So then it becomes a promo card
It's great.
for the game. Oh boy.
That terrible, terrible, slow ass game. But yeah, I really hope that doesn't happen because this is legitimately one of the best structure decks that we've seen in a while.
No, it's impressively good. Like, I hate how good it is.
It is pretty degenerate, I won't lie, but it's also just what the doctor ordered.
Thanks, Doc. We're still not done with structure decks though, because we had the poll.
Oh,
the poll.
That's not a structure deck, but that is something else. Let's talk about this. Okay.
Oh, it was just the poll the support poll in general.
Yeah. So
iCub Ice Barriers. I'm so happy.
Oh, that one. I was thinking of the other poll, but
no, fuck that poll.
Yeah, we'll get to the other poll. But I am very interested to see what they're going to do with ice barriers. I just hope they make them into something competent because there's 2 good directions they have that they could pull them. They could either focus more on the stun aspect, or they could go full haha time to make Trishula. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, just like repeatedly trishing your opponent. Like even just things like summoning Trish to your opponent's
Ice
field.
Barrier Infernity Archfiend.
Something like summoning Trish to your opponent's field and then using the mirror card, like Mirror of Trishula or whatever it's called, to then rip cards from your opponent's hand.
That is
Like
questionable.
It sounds dumb, but you know they could have a lot of fun with it if they really wanted, depending on how. Because obviously they're going to put all these cards in. Like you're going to open a box and Numbing Grub is going to be in it.
Yeah, I just hope that the new stuff is good. But the other one that won, which I didn't have much interest in it at first because I thought it's like, ugh, another Cyber Dragon structure deck.
Oh, Cyber Dragon. Oh, Cyber. It's Cyber style though.
That's the thing though that I didn't notice at first because then I looked at the actual icon for it. It's like, wait a minute, what the fuck is Cyber Dark Dragon doing there? And that's when I got happy.
God. I hope like a Cyber Dark structure deck would be like kind of, it should finish off what the legendary duelists started, and hopefully just give them.
I think they really just need a better ways of getting field presence, and B, an actual goddamn fusion spell that doesn't only summon the, might as well be a vanilla original.
Yeah, like between that and Ice Barrier, like these are the worst picks, but fuck Trickstar.
I would have liked to see Morphtronic, but it's like, hey, whatever. I didn't have that big a stake in this poll.
Yeah, it would have been like, oh, and you'd only been in it for the Power Tool reprint.
I would have liked the Morphtronics to actually get like a synchro of their own for once. That would have been, and like an actual equip spell that they can, like.
Yeah, but it would have been like Morphtronic Power Tool Dragon.
You know, that's good enough for me.
Take it. Just put Morphtronic on the damn white card.
I summoned Stardust's Junk Dragon. But anyways, sorry. Away from structure decks and on to collections. Legendary Dragons collection exists.
Yeah, it does. Like, apart from like the new cards, like the retrains, Jinzo, Harpy Lady, Time Wizard, there's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, like
buy a box, get some dice. Hopefully, pull Time Wizard.
Yeah, the sad thing is I'll probably end up getting 3 just because I want to like do that to get one of the Lost Art cards at my OTS. But
Yeah, it's not a bad way of.
Wasting $30.
There are worse ways you could waste that kind of money, but you know.
Yeah, like 3 Charmer decks.
Hiyo. Oh god.
But I guess on one sense it's fine to like reprint everything because there were some cards in those sets that were weirdly expensive for some reason. But here's the thing that bugs me: they reprinted Ra's Disciple, right?
Yeah, but there's a set coming soon.
Yeah,
that they could have put it in.
That's what I'm talking about. And here's the thing: they had 2 previous Toon sets, Toon Chaos and Legendary Duelist Season 1.
And they're still reprint. Yeah, the Toon Kingdom reprint.
Yeah, they didn't put that in either one of those, but they put it in Legendary Dragons Collection because they know that's the only way they're going to get to sell this. But the other weird thing is, for some reason, they also put Ra's Disciple in Battles of Legend Armageddon. And that's another...
Oh, they did, didn't they?
They did, and that's another shit show we're going to get to soon. But I guess the most else I can say about Legendary Dragons Collection is that Galaxy Eyes Cypher is pretty decent, and Dragulus is pretty decent if you can make rank 6s. He's also the only extra deck monster with a flip effect.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like you don't often see that on like extra deck cards, like flip effects in general. Like it's sort of out of the realm of the extra deck cards, and they're kind of above it.
Yeah, I still don't understand why they made Subterra Behemoth Fiendus a Link monster. That's one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen in my life.
I like it though. It kind of works, but it's not great. But you can make it work. It does a lot.
Well, I think the main issue is that you can't summon any other Subterras when you have it because she can't physically be flipped face down.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah, the flip monsters and the extra deck have a very weird relationship, but that's neither here nor there. But Battles of Legend Armageddon. This is like a post-mortem on it because this came out like a month ago or something.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but yeah, it's finally out there.
Yeah, I don't like the set that much. I think some of the new stuff was pretty decent. Numerons are good, but they kind of really need outside support to be able to do anything for the most part.
Yeah, they came out with their chest puff like summoning Zexal and maybe OT Kane on the odd chance, but like Eldritch has kind of like gone back to synchro.
Yeah,
and it just seems to it seems to reside with Guru now.
Yeah, Eldritch just will eat whatever it can get its hands on. It does not care.
It's thematically appropriate. Fossils. I'm glad Fossils and Appliances turned out as they did, because I didn't want them to be these kind of like underwhelmingly expensive decks.
Yeah, Appliancer is great for the price point. I think its main flaw is that it's kind of lacking a lot of main decks, since you need Appliancers to go into your extra deck, so as a result, you kind of have to run 4-Mud Skipper. Not because he actually does something for you. Well, he can grab an X-Seed from deck, but mostly because he's one of your other ways of getting an actual Appliancer name onto the field. But
yeah, I think if they do come back to it, they just need like 1 or 2 extra deck monsters, because they've got the Machine Dupe, they've got the Search-In.
I think they do need like 1 or 2 more main deck monsters, because as is, there's really only 2 that kind of facilitate the swarming they really want to do. And I guess Machine Dupe does work with a Carbuncle, Breaker Bunkle. Yeah, I do like Appliancers. They're a cute little anime deck, and Fossils are true to being from GX, a very simple Unga Bunga beatdown deck with the unintended beautiful consequence of eating your opponent's graveyard.
Yeah, it has its pros. Like the biggest thing is like all I'm hearing is like it is a very hard going second deck that needs to be like if you're building it to go first, you're building Fossils wrong.
Yeah, I think you can use it as an option in Adamancipators, but Adamancipators still have better things they can do. Or you can do something even dumber and build magnetic fossils, which is what you get when you combine a mistake with a relic of the past, i.e., GX era cards.
Like I'd actually love to build that deck, but getting hold of magnets is quite hard. Like the structure deck magnets.
They're like $3 or $5 like a pop. It's like I am not paying that much for magnets.
Even ABC got reprinted in the Kyber collection.
Yeah, it's more magnets.
It's been left behind. Rest in peace.
If I attract everything, why do I feel so alone?
Oh, just give Imperial Magnum another chance.
Oh yeah.
Tins? I believe Tins is on there.
I wanna bitch about one more thing involving Battles of Legend Armageddon. Just like in terms of reprint. I think the reprints are kind of mostly terrible outside of Invoked and Madolce and Jelly and I guess the Beast stuff, but
Cyframe Gear Gamma.
What?
You can actually
no,
place
Gamma
Gamma.
was in Toon Chaos.
Was he Toon Chaos? Oh my god, I'm actually.
It's okay.
They sort of because they came out within weeks of each other, they've sort of melted into one.
The difference is that Toon Chaos is massively better than the other one.
Yeah, Toon Chaos was impressive in its own right, but yeah, Armageddon. I can't even think of anything.
Yeah, but like most of the reprints in there were things that were only like $1, and I get to a certain degree reprinting those, but at the same time, we didn't need Book of Moon, Neos Alias, Chaos Neos, Goyo Guardian, Goyo Defender, Black Whirlwind, Junk Anchor, Galaxy fucking Worm, and Salamangreat Gazelle, when there's already like cards with a higher price in their head that they could have reprinted, you know, like other Madolches.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of wanted to like the Madolche thing, like they're spreading that one out as thinly as they can.
If
that
they
feels
just
intentional.
If they just put them in maximum gold, I'll be satisfied. But Madolches are more expensive than they should be.
But I think other than that, they were just trying to push the shiny new things, which is fine.
But speaking of shiny new things, like you were saying, tins.
Shiny tin.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it was definitely one of them things that like we were really left in the dark for quite some time. But now as soon as like they've released the set list, a lot of people became very interested in it very quickly.
Yeah, because like I've heard the ratios are okay and the prices don't seem that bad, minus Dragoon, but that's because Dragoon is a bastard.
Well, to be fair, you only need one anyway, and for that price, you can kind of justify it.
Yeah, and it is very nice that they're repeating the process of okay, let's reprint the deck build pack of stuff again because that stuff always gets stupid expensive.
Yeah, finally, Evil Eye is worthless.
Just as God intended.
As it was meant to be. But no, Infinitrack reprints are really cool.
Yeah.
Megaclops was starting to rack up a bit of a price tag. Even the Trencher and
Anchor's real got
Harvester,
like uncomfortable too.
It was starting to get a little bit pricey. So it's pretty nice that they did it, and they were kind of, for some reason, rolling out Witchcrafter reprints in previous sets.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Well, now you can build Witchcrafters for like under like $30, which is very nice.
Not that you do that, right?
Yeah. No.
I think another good takeaway from the tin is that Extravagance's price is creeping down.
I've seen it going back from like 18 to 19, so I'm.
Yeah, it's leveling, I guess, but like $20 is like your baseline. What to expect?
Yeah, it could be worse. I think the downside to these tins is that the sets they were pulling from, aside from Dark Neostorm, were not that good.
Just not great.
Rising Rampage is one of the worst sets that we've had in years.
Yeah, that's like aside from like the odd standout, it was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Appaloosa was like the only good thing in Rising Rampage.
Well, even Savage Strike was just really not great.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 3 money cards: Phantasme, Pot,
Savage.
Yeah, Savage. And then there's Chaos Impact, which is just I appreciate that they're reprinting Prison, but the only thing I can think of from value from that set is IP Masquerena.
Yeah, that like the end of that year was just like completely underwhelming.
Yeah, it's weird too because after Savage Strike they got into Dark Neostorm, which is such a good fucking set.
Yeah, it was like a bit of a outlier.
Yeah. Oh no. But after Tins, I think that's mostly it for like new set stuff.
Yeah, like not without looking to the future and like picking things up like Ra. Raider Ra's come in.
Oh yeah, I imagine the ban list is going to be announced an hour after we're done with this.
Oh yeah, shit. It's almost it's in the region. I didn't even realize it was like September.
It's ban list season.
Oh, hide your kids, hide your wife. Nothing's getting.
Hide your
Sayuyas. Hide your Sayuyas. Like I don't want this podcast to like age like badly within an hour.
Oh, don't worry, that already happened with the last one.
We'll be alright.
Excuse me, sorry.
Just keep on talking.
The votes. I want to talk about the votes before we move on to.
Oh yeah. No, the vote, the absolute shitstorm that is. Let's hire a bunch of bots for one card.
So I'm gonna give a quick introduction to those uninformed. But Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG said, "Oh, we're hosting a big announcement. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do some Twitter polls, and we're gonna have 2 random archetypes, and they really are random. Like Hazy Flames are up against Fortune Ladies, I think. And you're gonna vote for them, and whoever wins will get a new card. And after that, I think they're gonna have another vote to determine what kind of card it should be. They did this in Japan too, and that's how we got High Speed Roid Kite Drake, which is a very good card.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it started off okay. It started off very innocently. Weathers versus Gradles. They had a good match. Poor Gradles. Weathers won. But the minute we got to the second match, there was one dude, I think. I think it was one dude in particular. I don't know if it was multiple people. But one dude was buying bots to vote for Valkyries because they were, as God intended, getting destroyed by Insectors because Valkyries had their fucking chance and they blew it. 3 times they blew it. And that is strikeout.
Yeah, so basically Konami, like, after a surprisingly long amount of time, pulled the reset switch on it, so now they started the whole thing again from scratch, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's nice at the very... It's weird that they started over from Weathers, considering that was, like... We were 2 matches in, and that was the only one without cheating. But... Man, it was really weird to, like, read a lot of the Twitter comments on those, like, Valkyrie versus Insector polls at first. Because there was one dude who was just going psycho about it. Like, no, Insector did the cheating first. Here is this fake screenshot to prove it. It's like...
Yeah, like, once like, it was out that Valkyries were cheating, and it didn't take long for it to happen, like...
Machine dupe jokes everywhere.
Yeah, like, you couldn't go far without seeing bot jokes everywhere, and it was just, like, one of those things where, like, there's always, like, the sort of alternative history people. Like, you've just sat and watched, like, the entire thing unfold. You know, like, who the bad guy is, but then suddenly someone comes at you and goes, no, Hitler was a pretty cool guy.
Listen, by gas he meant for their cars.
Come on, man. No, like, you can't fool, like, it's only, like, the uninformed people that come in, like, at the end of the debate, and then someone goes, yeah, no, it was Insectors that cheated.
Yeah.
It's just not the case. But, like, at the end of the day, it's been resolved. They have a better system. Not a great one, but
yeah.
Like the original system of, like, letting Twitter poll take the wheel in a known system, like a known flawed system.
Yeah, Twitter.
Twitter. Remember 2016?
Oh no. We're not supposed to talk about that. But the rest of the polls so far have gone pretty well. Although I will say, when the graph for X Sabers versus Fire Fists, which was very close, like 53 to like 48, very good match, good job X Sabers, to Photons versus Mermails, which was 63 to like 33, and
Man,
the bars look the
fucking
same.
Destroyed. Yeah, the X Saber versus I think was it because it was like low votes?
Well, I think it was because like between X Sabers and Fire Fists, like. I mean, X Sabers do hand ripping, but I think most people don't really. That's not recent enough in most people's minds. And also, like, they both got like legitimate fans of their aesthetic and stuff. So it's just like, all right, which one do I actually like?
Yeah, it was kind of like just like even if you like both, you sort of like you go eeny meeny miny mo and pick one, and that's it.
I mean,
come back in a week, see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I voted for X Sabers just on virtue of I believe that Fire Fists and Atlanteans will most likely be getting a structure deck R in the future, so they'll have their support coming to them. They'll get good stuff. I know some people have said that X Sabers still outnumber Fire Fists, which is a fair point to make, but I do.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're good cards.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Figa kind of reinvigorated Fire Fists, and it's still pretty fresh. For what it's worth,
because they imported over their really good link, which, God, that link, holy crap! But yeah,
no, like I'm not super invested in this poll. Like, if the payoff was a bit like more impressive, I'd pick some sides, but it's not really.
Yeah, the nice thing about it is that most people seem to be keeping level heads. Like it's not like the dude, remember the fucking like Shaddoll Sacred Beast like fighting? That was a shit show to watch.
Yeah, that got a bit out of hand.
People got nasty over that. But this one, people have, aside from like that one dipshit who's like, I'm going to put 20 million emojis in my post when I say Inzektor's cheated. It's been mostly very laissez-faire. That's not the way you say that. That's not even the right word. Yeah, but that's also probably not the right word for the situation. But it's been chill.
Yeah, no, it's pretty comfy. Apart from like that one round where Valkyries just ruined everything.
Yeah, the Photon versus Murmur one though was really funny to see because it gives me hope that like one of the little boys might win this, and also
Dynamist. I think Dynamist versus Lightspawn is one on everyone's lips. Where
God, I'm so ready for that.
How is it gonna go? Like I think that's like. Photon versus Mermail sets the precedent that like the underdog is kind of in it to win. But I don't think Frogs might take it.
That's the thing that depresses me. I don't want to see more Toad. I just want TGs to get a good boss monster.
Oh, maybe someday.
Yeah, it's. I will say though, I gotta stroke my own ego here. I gotta stroke off here for a second. But one thing I really enjoyed during the Photon versus Mermail poll was I had this old dumbass meme in mind, which was just in like history and like natural science textbooks how they'll have like, oh, this is the fish evolving to like walk on land, right?
Oh yeah, that meme where they're like telling him to go back.
Yeah, that one. I just like went over the Photon chat because I like these people, and I just posted that shit. It's like, someone please Photoshop this because I'm lazy, and someone did. I don't remember who did it. Let me take a look so I can give them proper credit real quick.
Oh, is that the one that actually made it to Twitter?
Yeah, it is. It was Dally, I believe. Thank you, Dally. That was very nice of you. I just really like that meme because of the absurdity of it. You missed your chance, pal.
Evolution was millions of years ago.
You had your chance. There, filthy water. I need to stop. I'm just going to quote the whole goddamn thing. That's a very blessed meme. But yeah.
That should wrap up about the end of this month.
Oh,
it should wrap up soon.
You know, yeah. I'll just. Can I say a quick word about Duel Links?
Yeah, go for it. I've not played Duel Links in so long, so I'll let you take the wheel on that.
Wait, actually, I'm gonna rope you into one more thing because I do want to talk a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh art. I'm sorry for making this take forever.
No, it's fine. Like,
I will be lightning fast about Duel Links. So, Callan is in, Sad Boy Callan. We have 3 Archfiend and 3 Launcher. The problem is we have 3 zones, so that hurts them, and we don't have a lot of good mill options right now, but they're still fun. New box also has Simorg and Demise and Ruin. I am remembering why that archetype fucking sucks. The newest mini box has some of the newer Karakuris and Valkyries. And we are getting the Ixi's World at the end of this month. Aigami is in the game, and he is kind of playable, but his skills restrict you to not just cubic monsters, but only cubic cards. And he has a skill that says, fuck you for using Power of the Guardians, because it literally removes that monster from the game. Moving on.
yeah, I think the only thing I have to take away about Duel Links is Xyz World might actually renew my interest in the game, because at the minute I'm kind of like, I'm logging in, Doria Doomvault is like staring me down with his giant eyeball penis. And I'm just attacking.
Yeah, he's looking at you
White
cockeyed.
Dragon.
That's pretty rude.
Rude dude, and it's not like drawing me in at the minute.
Yeah, that.
I'm like several thousand. I just want to build Trimids. I'm like $10
there's new
behind.
Trimid stuff in the new box actually.
Yeah, I know, but I still need like my other copy of the one that draws a card, the field spell.
Oh yeah, I forget what they all do.
I can't be bothered to play the game. And this is the point where Konami sort of goes, but you could spend money, and that's where I put my foot down. Not today.
You gotta sell your information to Google. Use those sweet $2 rewards.
I am like they don't send me things anymore. Like it's probably because I don't go out. Thanks, COVID.
Yeah, that's good lord. But sorry, yeah. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was I think something that I wanted to talk about last time, but we didn't really get to, and we'll just kind of have this be our last thing for the night here. But I wanted to talk about kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of the big 3, that is Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, and Dark Magician, because they all take or took different approaches to how they want to do their art. And this led to some really mixed results because Blue Eyes, I'm just going back to Shining Victories here. When they got their new wave of support, it was like new lore. It was like this new world building. It was like these people who just go to this fucking temple to worship these huge ass old dragons, and it was really majestic and cool.
Yeah, it's like just an extension of like what Blue Eyes is like, other than Kaiba. Yeah, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I like seeing these things integrated kind of into the background story of lore, because if I remember correctly, I think Buster Blader and Dark Magician themselves are supposed to be tied into Endymion because of an old card that specifically says, oh, remove spell counters from your field to revive a Dark Magician or a Buster Blader. And you'd never play those two together, but there is kind of like a lore precedent for it.
Yeah, there's like I think it's like the skilled magicians. Like they've got a few like spell counter like cards.
Skilled red magician.
Things like I think Blue Eyes is definitely the most interesting one because it's like you said, like the maidens and the masters and all that. Even like shit like Kyberman and things like that. Like Dark Magician is like one of the more boring examples where it's just like, here's Dark Magician.
Dark Magician poses for trading card photo.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, here's Dark Magician with his waifu. Here's Dark Magician from the past.
Here's Dark Magician with his waifu.
You know, Red Eyes is also one of the things where it's like, here's Red Eyes. He's roaring.
I think Red Eyes is better than Dark Magician for at least doing different looking things, even though they don't do anything interesting beyond like shallow nostalgia pandering.
Definitely. Yeah, it's blatant, but at least it looks nice.
Yeah, it's like you remember Red Eye's Meteor Dragon or whatever the fuck that was, that Gemini.
Oh, the level 6 one. Yeah, I love that card.
It's that like in Red Eyes.
Red Eyes Impact. Like, I love the names and stuff.
they're very jumbled. I'll say that.
Yeah, I know it's been joked about quite a few times, but like having to say Meteor Dragon, Red Eyes Impact, just Red Eyes Meteor Dragon. It's not hard.
Red Eyes Impact Meteor, Red Eyes Meteor Impact Dragon. There.
I think the fusion's worse. Meteor Black
Oh,
Comet
God,
Dragon.
That's right. It's not even a red
It's not
eyes.
even. It's not even a Red Eyes card. I was literally just about to say the same thing.
Red Eyes Dragoon
At
isn't
least-
like a Dark Magician card.
Yeah, I think that's probably for the best. Like the few things that like it takes everything about Dark Magician, like being a spellcaster, but you can't utilize it as well in Dark Magician. It's more usable in Red Eyes than Dark Magician. But let's be real, it's usable in every deck.
Yeah, thanks, Verte. God, Verte's gonna get banned.
No, well, good. I never liked it.
I like him just for the sole reason that he makes my Sacred Beast slightly better.
Yeah, it just feels like compensating for like fusion's compensating for needle fiber.
Feels like Predaplants are compensating for being Predaplants.
Oh god, imagine being Predaplants.
I don't want to. It's really sad. Predaplants are just constantly the town bicycle, and there's nothing they can do about it. And the few times they get a card that only they would use, it's because it's a card only they would use.
It swings and roundabouts. Like, on the one hand, you have the card that says search any fusion.
Yeah.
Then somehow Brilliant Fusion gets banned.
And
Instant Fusion. The casualties just go on and on and on.
when will this war end? But yeah, I think that's mostly what we've got for this, because there's
Yeah, most of like we were going to discuss things like remote duels, but let's be real, dinosaurs won.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. I was wondering why I was seeing a bunch of dinosaur art recently.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. UTC needs to like go away now. I think he's had his fill.
We've got the kill UCT Cox rifle.
Clever girl.
But yeah, I think that's all that we've got for today.
Yeah, we've pretty much. I'm happy with everything.
I'm not happy at all, but I am satisfied with this. But yeah, I have been Mudwire.
I've been Reggie.
I hope that most, if not all of you, are having a good day, and if you aren't, buck up, you fucking idiot.
Shit. That's brutal, man.
You gotta be. That's how it is on this bitch of an earth.
What was it, like, world is a fuck, 10,000 dead cops.
I think it was
trash
104
man.
billion.
I lost last time I counted how many dead cops. It's still not enough.
I'm gonna stop recording now.